This weekend of racing was absolutely incredible. A really technical circuit with some great footage to show you, but I had one massive problem, my biggest mechanical failure to date. So let's get into it. So the first race of an incredible weekend here. We're going to line up on the grid. We're alongside Algeciras and we're going to get an incredible launch. Ross does absolutely fly past us on the right there. You can see number 77 and we're going down the hill into this bottom hairpin. So let me talk you through this track. It was incredible technical this weekend. So we have a hairpin down the bottom, a slight left. Now we're into the right and then up the hill into this sort of slightly off camber corner. It was a little bit quicker than you thought. And then the trickiest corner on the circuit, a downhill right-hander hairpin, trying to get the mower turn and up the hill, just get the momentum up here as we come around this top corner across the start-finish line. It was so tough. This morning it was kind of a little bit damp and a little bit tricky, so we're all just trying to hang on to our line here. So I've settled into second behind Ross. We've got Dino behind us, going to be trying everything to get by. And so it's really about just blocking it off. You can see that I made a tiny mistake and Dean comes flying by. That's kind of the punishment you get here. It is so tough. Behind me, Algeciras and Stu are having an incredible battle side by side. Stu does come out the winner on that one as Dino lines up Ross ahead of me and is going to try and get a run down the top line. So Josh here has got this incredible drone footage. It's a great perspective for us to see the racing here, so massive thank you to him. We're going to have more of that throughout this video as Dino is just trying to line up Ross here. Ross is definitely a little bit slower, so Dino's kind of all over the back of him. Going to try around the outside there, but none doing. Up the inside here, and you can see the amount of pressure he's putting on him. It's so difficult. And actually Dino makes a slight mistake there, and I do have a look up the inside, but I have to back out the throttle. There wasn't the space for two of us as we go around this top corner, and you can see Stu is going to have a run along the outside, but down into this bottom corner, definitely the inside is a high line. As you can see, Ross is defending from Dean, but it looks like Dean's got up the inside but can't quite make it work into the next corner. So incredibly technical as Stu comes alongside us as well. So you can see me really trying to shove my body weight to try and get that done, and Stu is going to run all the way around the outside, so I'm going to have to give him just one mower's width, no more, no less, and he does manage to squeeze up the inside and make that move. So really tricky, and this track was actually a lot of fun, but it was a real punishment on the mower. You can see there on the braking zone, it's sort of rippled up, it's got very bumpy, and on these mowers with zero suspension, that is incredibly difficult. You know, you're really hanging on and it really takes it out of you. So out of that first race, we are going to get, what was that, a 4th position. And as we line up for our second one, Algeciras is just going to point out that my wheel is coming off.
My wheel's coming off. Can I just go do it up?
There you go. I asked Cleggy and he very kindly holds the race for me. So this is what's great about Lawn Mower Racing. I've noticed a problem in my circuit racing days. That would be it. Everyone would have started. And so I'm just going to pull in and try and get this fixed. Do up the bolts there. And Kenny, a Group 4 racer, has come along to give us a hand. And this is what is best about Lawn Mower Racing. That everyone's going to muck in to try and get me back out there. So that was super kind of them all. We do manage to do up the bolts. The bolts were sort of backing out of the hub. So we had to undo the bolts, put the screw back in, and then do up the nuts on the back just to get this back going. Get the wheel on securely anyway. Push the mower back out, and I'm going to get back into this race. Thankfully they didn't start without me, so that's super kind of them. As we do go over, we're just saying sorry to everyone for waiting. There's waiting 3 or 4 minutes for me to get started. So we're going to line up for this race alongside Algeciras in second. He told me this weekend, I'm really sorry, I've been pronouncing it Algeciras, so I've been pronouncing his name on YouTube wrong for all this time, so I'm very sorry. I hope I don't get it wrong again. So we're going to get a launch off here. He does manage to get a much better launch than us, so he's got a few mowers length into this top corner. I'm parking it on the inside to try and stop anyone else coming past me there. And so, yeah, it's just on this inside. You can see how close we're having to run on the inside. Really slow the mower down, not open up the corner at all. Get the mower turned and then go from there. As Stu does have a look around the outside, it's going to be very difficult for him to do, but I do run a little bit deep and he is going to get up alongside, and I'm going to have to leave him space into that top corner. We're side by side rubbing into that top corner, and Stu does just manage to get the run on the on the way out, and that gives him the inside for this bottom corner. So I just let him by, tuck in behind him. I don't want to cost myself any more time. And he does make a move up for the lead as he runs a little bit deep. And so I do manage to take second. I have a look at first, but actually that was a mistake because me having a look has given Ross the inside. So looking at it from the drone perspective, you can see this even better. Alcaraz runs a little bit wide. I have a look on Stu, which actually was a silly move, and Ross goes up the inside. So I've just given away the inside there, but I am going to try it back up the inside of the next corner. These alternating corners lean on Ross a little bit, but he does get up on two wheels, and so that costs him the position. I've got to run out, so I'm just trying to gain as much momentum down the straights as I can, try and get away from this pack who are battling super hard behind me. You can see that Dean is going to try around the outside. He's just so much better on the brakes there, but I can't quite carry the momentum on that really rough ground around the outside of that top hairpin there. We were calling West Bend on the weekend. As we've got Dino all over us, and so I am just trying to not make any mistakes, hold the inside, make sure we get good launches out of all of the corners. That's kind of all you could do here. I've learned that over the past few meetings or so, is that really if you get a good run out of the corner and you don't make a massive mistake on the way in, then it is very, very difficult. Someone has to do something very committed to go around the outside and to get round you. So it is just about holding your line here. You can see that I am slower than the guys behind, but managing to not make any mistakes is helping me here. So I am fighting hard to try and get a great result. Second would be an incredible result here, but as I say that, you can see I make a tiny mistake, and that allows Dino up the inside. Just slipping 6 inches deep there caused me to go on the rough ground, dig in on two wheels, and then Dino was able to get by. So skipping ahead slightly, you can see that Ross is all over the back of me. He was thinking about a move up the inside, but then swings out to the outside, and you can see then I make another mistake there, just getting a little bit tired in this sprint race. Even though they're 4 minutes long or whatever, riding one of these things around here is incredibly difficult, as Ross beats me to that third position. Just making a slight mistake there, so super tough. But we're going to cut to something a bit different here. So this is Paul, my father-in-law, and normally my mechanic, helping me build this mower. And actually last week he won the Group 2 World Championship, so we thought let's put a camera on his mower as well so we can see some slightly different racing here. So this is going to be something a bit different here. So you can see Group 2s, they're roller driven, have a trailer behind, and then are more of a motorbike riding style. So going into this top corner, Paul is going to send it on the brakes past Mike Creswell, multiple British champion, and he's up into what's that, 4th position. So we've got Charlie ahead, Charlie Thurston, we've got Jensen ahead of him, and then Graham up front. So they're really battling hard here. So you'll be able to see now that these mowers, so as a different class, have a very different riding style. As Paul goes around or tries it around the outside of Jensen Creswell, and Jensen just gets it slightly crossed up on the inside as Paul gets a run on the way out. So he's just trying to try and follow Graham and Charlie. Is he going to try a run along the outside? He is, but that's not quite going to work. So as we go down into this top corner, there's sort of a slightly bendy straight here, as Paul's going to get on the brakes and try it around the outside of Charlie. That's not going to happen. Graham up front is just holding his line, making sure, as I say that, sorry Graham, it does make a mistake. And so Charlie's going to make his way through, and Paul's going to follow him through. So from the back of the grid, Paul is up to second here on this second lap. As Charlie does just make a slight mistake, Paul's going to try and put pressure on him. And just as I was saying, you can see they've got a very different driving style. They take very different lines, sort of much wider arcing lines. And so having to carry a bit more momentum here. So Paul is going to have a look on Charlie up in the lead. Charlie's going to park it on the inside. And as he goes down here, Charlie just gets it slightly crossed up and his cutout comes off, which actually kills his ignition. You can see the red bit there. And so that kind of leaves him stuck with no engine, as it's a little bit clumsy side by side there. So really tricky. I think Paul was going for some space that suddenly got taken away when that cutoff came out. So really tricky there, but Paul has come from the back of the grid all the way up to the lead here in this race. So an incredible one to put a camera on. You can see me there going mental as Paul comes through to win this race. So a super interesting battle there. And you're going to see in this 4th race that Paul did, he had a similar outcome to the weekend to we did. So really, really unfortunate. It was a tough weekend in our pits. So Paul is going to lead this race from pole down into the top corner. He's got everyone piling up behind him. Super close battle as we get this again incredible footage from Josh. So thank you. And he's going to have Charlie trying it around the outside. So Paul's going to park it on the inside. It would be a tough move to get it done there, as
as you can see, we've got Paul, Charlie, we've got Mike, and then Jensen, Mike's son, just behind. And then we've got Graham at the rear of the pack here as Paul comes around this top corner down this back straight. And you can see just how bad the bumps are here. You can see the handlebars kind of all over the place as they go down into this top corner. It was super, super bumpy on this track. As it dried out, it got more and more brutal to race on. As you can see, yeah, this track was really, really tough. So Paul's going to get a good run up the hill, just trying to make a gap as he's done throughout the morning of racing. He had really, really great pace. And it's awesome. I mean, I just wanted to show you guys some of the racing that Paul does. The amount of time he spends working on my lawnmower, it's cool to see him racing and on a very, very different style of mower. So down this top corner, this is going to be coming through to lap 3, and unfortunately this is where it kind of all goes wrong. So Paul's going down into this bottom corner, getting it turned in, just taking a slightly wider line there, perhaps because it was smoother. And you can see running through here, and he just puts his hand up, and we've had a mechanical failure, a really tricky thing here. So at this point I saw him stick his hand up and thought, oh no, is this the chain gone? I was over the other side of the circuit, so I tried to come running over, and I think Paul here is just trying to figure out what's happening as he limps it round, and he definitely knows he wants to get the points for the end of this race as I come running over. So as Paul said then, we didn't know what it was. Could be the roller, could have been the brake, could have been the chain. We didn't really know what was going on here. As I was having a look around, couldn't find anything. Paul limped it over the line, and as he took it apart, we did find out that it was unfortunately terminal for this weekend. So what had happened was a bolt has sheared that was holding the bearing which holds the roller on, and that had meant that it had buckled the brake. So it was kind of part of the chassis and not something we could fix in a field. So super unfortunate, but you are going to see that our luck as kind of a team here didn't go too well as we get back into my racing. So we're back on the start line here for another sprint race, and we're alongside Algirdas again as he gets a great launch. So we're going to slot into second here, running down to this top corner. So it's going to be about just trying to find our way by as quickly as possible before the other guys catch us up here. We were in a super close battle here, and so as he runs a little bit wide, I was hoping to get up the inside, but actually manages to find great trout there. And so you know, as it's been going for this season and previous seasons, we're going to be super close in the hunt for sort of that 3rd or 4th place on a weekend. And so we always end up having some really, really great racing. You can see there I'm trying to give my mower some momentum, shuffling it along, trying to get going. So we do manage to gain a fair bit of ground on the brakes there as we brake and get it turned into for this corner, as he does run a little bit wide, but does manage to just keep hold of the position there. I do briefly pull alongside, and doing that cost me the position again. So as Dino comes flying around the outside, a great move there, gets on the brakes, manages to just get the mower turned and come out. So he's going to be battling as well. So I'm just looking at this thinking, can I get by? Can I follow Dino through? As he just gets the mower turned through that fast corner and speeds out and manages to take the position up into first, as Algirdas just gets a little bit too deep on the brakes, as we do manage to get the move done. And so we're really super happy with that one. Just as the inside opened up, you see here as he gets slightly on the brakes, slightly too late on the brakes I should say, I do manage to just nip it up the inside, and that then gives me the high ground for the next corner. And you can see that's going to really cost him, with Stewie getting by, and then we've got Ross trying it around the outside here, but I don't think it's going to quite be on there. And so we've got 3 mowers right on the back, as I do make a slight mistake but manage to get the momentum out of the corner as it just tips up on 2 wheels. So we're going to run through for another lap and just try and keep Stu behind if we can, do anything we can to hold him behind us. He's been battling right at the front with Stewie, with Dino I should say, all week, as he manages to just get alongside here. And as we go down into this top corner, we're going to have a little bit of a squeeze. And if you listen carefully there, he's just saying, sorry, sorry, sorry. And I think there was slightly less grip on the inside, as he thought you could see here. We do just get pinned together, but no harm done there, just a bit of rubbing. And I don't mind that at all, as he's saying sorry. So a super close battle. And I'm just going to settle in for the next couple of laps and try and keep some momentum up so that we don't have any challenges from behind as we come through to finish that race. It was a super close battle. I do really enjoy those, and I do just go over, as Stu says, sorry again, but no worries on that one. It was great racing.
Now, just before the next race, I do want to say a massive thank you to Josh, who brought his drone along. How incredible is that footage? So great to have. So I'm going to chuck a link in the description to check out his channel. Definitely show him some love so he wants to come back and film some more footage for this channel. Right, back into the racing.
So we're here for another heat race, and this is going to be a tricky start for the mower in front. So we do just get going, and he does have a massive wheelie here, so we do make the position. And so this was a really difficult one. Algridus in the 5 again did just manage to get out in front, so this was going to be a race-long battle that came down to the final corner. So I am just going to skip right ahead to that as we do try everything we can. We've had that first lap board, and as we do try, he just runs a little bit deep, and I do manage to nip up the inside, and so that was an incredible move there for me. I was super happy about that on the final lap. A bit tough for him, but we've had several times where it's gone the other way. Now I do just want to show you this drone footage because he just captured it perfectly, so really happy with that one. An incredible race there. Now we are going to go into our final race of the video, and this is kind of where everything goes wrong. Now this one again was one where it was a bit heated at the start. We managed to get away a bit, and then it kind of all came together at the end. So Algridus does have an issue there on the start, and we do make a move up the inside on the 38. Those guys are just testing their mower out for the 12 hour, so just giving it a shakedown this weekend really. And this was me coming through for the second lap as Stewie and Dino, who are currently battling for the lead in the Group 3 Championship. I do just decide to let them both go through. I don't really want to hold them up and get involved in their racing, but also me trying to defend would slow me up, and so all of the guys I'm trying to battle are way back. So I just thought I'd let them go by where it didn't cost me any time and just get my head down. And so this was kind of it for I don't know how many laps, 16 laps or so, just getting my head down, trying to keep as much momentum up, try and keep as much pace when you're getting tired, and just trying to get going. So as we do skip 16 laps in front, now you're going to see that Dino and Stu have been pushing hard because they're battling each other. Dino does just come by, and so again I don't want to get in a position here where I'm holding Stewie up, who I am getting blue flags here basically. And so I do just want to let him by. Now here I should have turned in and really closed it off, but Ross, who's battling me, just sticks his nose up the inside, a very opportunistic move as he goes around the outside. So I'm going to try and run him narrow, and he does just slam it down the inside. I did take away all of the room for him, but he does just come flying through. So again, a little bit of rubbing his racing, and that's kind of how it goes. Now I was a bit frustrated at the time, the fact that I was trying to let the leaders through and Ross slammed it up the inside, but looking back I probably would have done the same and tried to take advantage, so no harm done there. I do manage to get alongside as we're going to have an incredible battle here, but this does turn a little bit argy-bargy, so we'll show you here. So I look up the inside, I managed to get alongside, and I do just get run out of room there. You can see here Ross does know I'm alongside, but I don't know, this is tough for me to give an opinion on. In my helmet at the time I was a bit annoyed, but I would look at Ross's perspective here, in that he had the racing line and he was just running it. So I'm going to let you guys argue about that in the comments, but I will say that in my helmet with all the adrenaline I was getting a bit frustrated there. So we're going to jump forward to the final lap, and as we're going through here now, that battling has cost me some time, and so we've got Algridus all over the back of us as we do go up this hill, and I do just hear a mechanical noise there, and this is where it all goes wrong. On the final lap, after battling so hard throughout that race, I do lose the position to my championship rival. Now I bring it back and discover that it's all gone horribly wrong.
I think so, something. Oh, he snapped my axle.
So you can hear how frustrated I was there. That race has not gone well. Some bumping and shoving. It was pretty brutal, that one. And now, let me show you what's happened. So, in here, we've got the rear axle that runs through the T-drive, and it's snapped, which means that I'm done. You can't run any drive through that, and no one has a spare. Tensions were pretty high with the adrenaline. I was very annoyed at the end of that, but I suppose we all gave as good as we got, but I don't like racing that hard. So that was it. Very not good. So that is going to be next week's video, tearing this thing down and trying to fix our big mechanical issue. Do make sure you subscribe to see that, and we'll see you next week.